to react to. So yeah, I mean, sure.
Well, there's also a lot of sustain built in the Minotaur. Keep in mind, he can't really what do you call it? He can't really benefit the same way from magical damage items, the same way Rafaela can. But if you're gonna build tank anyways, right? In a way, right? Beloski building tank on Rafaela, you can do the same thing on Minotaur, even better.
All right, we'll see if it works out. Ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you into the portal here for game number 2 between GEEK Fam and Rebellion Zion. Rebellion have 1 point in their pockets. They only need 1 more to secure the playoffs here right now.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, will Rebellion win the series 2-0? Maybe.
That's a question. Here in the first few seconds of the game, we do have a little bit of time to talk about any emblems or spell choices that you think is peculiar, Mr. Analyst.
Well, 2 concussive blasts for Rebellion Zion will really help with their wave clear early on. In the mid lane, Minotaur and Yves has a surprising amount of wave clear, but this is the Boxia power. It's rolling around, and this is a problem that GEEK have to solve. Vincent is going to be all around in this game. How will they stop him from moving? Can they deny his farming? He's not going for the new emblem that makes you run faster in the river. So, but it's Boxia. He's already fast by default.
I think that's the beauty of having a Boxia already inbuilt movement speed. But to give the viewers a little bit of an idea what we're going to expect in this matchup, especially with a very different composition that both of these teams have opted for, what can we expect in the early, mid, and if it comes to the late game, what do we expect in the late game?
I think we're going to expect GEEK Fam to go for a bit more of a kite approach, a kiting-based approach, moving a bit backwards. Rebellion Zion are going to try and go for that big team fight. When Oddity is already chunked down low, they might have a bit of an advantage in setting up for this turtle.
Yeah, I think that was the task from side of GEEK Fam, poking Audi before the turtle. It seems like the gold lane here just having fun, just clearing both waves. But now will be the first one on the neutral objective. Let's see, a boy trying to poke again. Audi isn't level 4 though. Cars pops the early bravest fighter, does not really quite connect onto his enemy. Good cancellation, Cars, and he gets taken out here. Surely, a boy with the first blood. Turtle will be taken by Nile. Good jump on towards the members of GEEK Fam. Now Vincent though caught, gets taken out as well. Good early fights from the Geeks.
Wow, I mean, we were talking about movement speed, right? But what does that matter against so much slow coming in from a boy? Actually, given towards him, but Luke goes in.
Flickering out of the way. Purple buff will be taken from the side of Rebellion Zion. So that's a turtle lost and purple buff lost.
Yeah, the purple buff taken by Renbu. Not the worst of situations, but with a Boxia, you definitely want to have a bit more of a dominant early game. So it's unfortunate that Rebellion, they came in a bit sporadically, right? Cars went with the bravest fighter, but everyone else weren't really doing much while he was getting damaged. And when he was low, that's where Rebellion were kind of forced to respawn. So they have to try and have a bit more synergy, especially against a team that is so adept at team fighting, like GEEK Fam.
If I'm not mistaken, the Boxia was almost at level 5, faster. And yet Nile was the one who caught up to the EXP difference and then was able to finally, at the end, secure the turtle. I find that so peculiar.
It's probably because there's a lot more crowd control thrown around, and there's a bit of focus on winning that fight. We saw it earlier, though, that GEEK Fam were able to win in the early fights, but Rebellion towards the mid-game were able to get more value. But that's only because they had a more reliable pick-off tool. Now, against Rebellion, GEEK Fam can be a bit more confident in how they move forward, because if they're out of the zone of RTZ's crowd control, they're generally pretty okay. None of the other crowd control options for Rebellion are that detrimental to their success.
But is this the outcome that we expected from the drafts? GEEK Fam having a 1,000, almost 2K gold lead and being able to gain more control over the turtle.
Personally, for me, neutral objective take, good question. I
First
think
turtle, right?
First
Because
turtle.
technically Yves needs level 4.
True.
Valentina for damage, not so much. Has the mobility as well. But this is in comparison to Fredrin Valentina and Boxia and Yi.
Yeah, I expected perhaps for the... Yeah, I think I did not expect GEEK Fam to really have the control. But then again, Fredrin and Boxia, Fredrin has that slight edge.
Why?
Because of the taunts, because of the skill that he has in his skill.
Bit more damage compared to Boxia, who's one of the spells technically has his movement ability as well. So in the mid-game go, you can see they're gonna go for it.
Good pickoff. Beloyski caught there with the hit and drive. Rebellion Zion again moving towards a boy, but he has the space to escape.
Out of nowhere, man, Rebellion strike back, trying to use their mobility. But in a team fight, I really thought that maybe Rebellion Zion will be able to buy a bit more time, right? Play a bit more reactively, and then counter-engage. Because Minotaur isn't exactly the best engage tool unless you flicker, which I guess ODTZ tried to do, but it just wasn't enough. I think he has to wait for the right moment where GEEK Fam are committed, where they have to stick together, and then that's where he can really get full value from this Minotaur pick.
Meanwhile, there's a lot of pressure onto Highs here in the gold lane on the Irithel. You can see that Chidera is actually a level above Highs, just secured level 6. I'm wondering what the differences in gold look like. And in terms of the items, I think Highs already secured the Haas Claws. But here we go, Cars!
Cars now looking for space. He re-engages though with the help of Real World Revelation and the Shield Unity. Good catch! Minion Fury pops on towards a boy. Another stun hits, but no follow-up damages yet. Real World Revelation from a boy now trying to break the formation of Rebellion Zion. It's still a 4v4. Take a look at Nile though. He will be in that turtle pit and gets the second mute.
Another neutral objective taken just like that from a GEEK Fam. 1,300 gold lane, gold lead. Meanwhile, Chidera already with the BOD and was able to juke that 2v1 situation. What does this BOD mean for Chidera?
It means a lot more burst potential, and it means anyone squishy from the side of Rebellion needs to be a bit more aware of where Chidera is at all times. Vincent though, we come for a re-gank, connecting onto Beloyski, but not as much kill pressure like we saw in game number 1. And I really feel like they're the ones that are ultimate reliant, but they haven't really been comboing all these skills, the Minuan Fury, the real world manipulation. They're not using it at the same time for maximum value.
Let's see another invade. Seems like good holy baptism and taunt. Vincent though will look for the Poisson's play on towards a boy perhaps here. Let's see though. It seems like GEEK Fam, they are retreating. Good cancellation, good shield unity, real world revelation. Now it's a front to back. Good Minion Fury Flicker on towards two, and Chidera and a boy will be the casualties.
Beautiful, beautiful engage from Rebellion Zion, taking out Chidera and a boy. Actually closing out their role here a little bit in this early game. And this is the question that I was wondering. Goal difference between Chidera and Highs. It's actually Chidera falling behind 100 gold. So wait, that must have hit before, after he got taken down, right?
Yeah, maybe, but let's see here now. Almost caught. The purple buff here. Not taken away, but Luke now in a 1v3 composition, it seems like. Shield Unity still on cooldown. Luke now pops the Primal Wrath, but will not be able to escape. Pops the Flicker, but there you go. He gets taken out as Rembo secures the kill.
It's crazy how in these fights, both teams were required to use some battle spells to even get any kind of value. In the top side, Audi was forced to use the Flicker. Down there, Cars as well as Cars and Renbu, I believe, both used the Flicker. Now they have a bit of an advantage though. Without Luke, they can really control this turtle pit, and GEEK Fam are going to be forced to disengage or play a very risky fight.
Nile now soaking a lot of damage. Minuan Fury pops on towards 3. He gets taken out. Chidera jumping in. Heiza Moore says also, I'm here. As Rebellion, it cancelled the perfect turtle run for GEEK Fam. They again gained the last turtle in this game.
If we could see the gold curve of the first 7 minutes, I do believe that that would be very intriguing to look at, right? Because Rebellion Zion have completely taken it back into their own hands, despite GEEK Fam getting better trades and getting better advantages during the neutral objective takes. I mean, 2-1 in terms of turtle. Rebellion Zion was only able to secure that one last one. And the fact is, they've been getting way better team fights. And in the top side though,
Oh, Bolostino, man, Vincent now jumping to get reinforcements. Good shield unity. Chidera now has no flicker, and he will be taken out. Oh, good cover. I might be wrong here. Good cover. But it seems like Audi, that stun does not quite connect. Rambo with the flicker play does not find Chidera. A boy now caught flicker. Real world relation by both of the mid laners. Niall giving damage as a boy secures the kill. Rebellion Zion, they got overzealous and they got punished.
That was a weird play by Renbu, man. Flickering there, but then not really having a lot of things to use to really impact that fight. It was looking very good for Rebellion for a second, but GEEK fam, with the maneuverability, with the sustain, they're able to actually bait in Rebellion and give them a false sense of security. They thought that the kills were guaranteed, but the Flash of the Oasis, man, it's a very strong item, and right now only Beloyski has it. We don't even know if Audi will try and buy one to try and match the kind of healing. He might just go full tankiness to try and be an extra bit of frontline. But we see the problem right here, man. He cannot get close enough to actually land reliable crowd controls onto the side of GEEK fam.
Yeah, not just yet. Even with Flicker, it's a hit or miss. In that top engage, we saw that he wasn't able to land it out. And now GEEK fam, they're looking for some answers. Why do they keep losing the team fights, do you believe?
Who, GEEK fam?
Yes.
Well, the AoE, right? The fact that there's a Bravest Fighter, a real manipulation, Audi TZ as well, but now there might be a different situation here. If GEEK fam can maneuver out of this, they can bait out a lot of spells.
Bravest Fighter popped just to zone, and GEEK fam though, they neglect and move onwards. Taunt connects. Real Revelation the backside now from both mid laners, from a boy as well. Vincent now soaking damage. Appraisal's Wrath and Retry will secure the Lord. Vincent gets taken out. Audi will be next here as GEEK fam, my goodness, gets 2 kills and the Lord.
Renbu is completely outmatched by a boy, man. Every single time he uses the real manipulation, he's forced to cancel it due to the counter being done by a boy, stealing it away from him. Rebellion, they cannot force the objective like that because GEEK fam are better suited to bursting down a single target. If they're going for a trade like that, you can see that Vincent becomes a very easy target for GEEK fam to take out, and then it becomes a 50-50. The Baxia and the Fredrin, right? The Appraiser's Wrath becomes a big swing in deciding who actually gets the objective. So I think Rebellion needs to go for a different approach here. Go for a fight first, and then maybe something else.
Flicker Holy Baptism connects. Take a look at a boy. Very aggressive positioning. Real Revelation with chunk of members of Rebellion Zion. Though the base turret should be the agenda, it still stands. GEEK fam looking for another wave to commit to take down the base turret. Rebellion though, they have recovered. Let's say the defense. Oh, good Bravest Fighter, good Minion Fury. But it seems like Rebellion Zion will not be able to eliminate just a member yet.
It's not going to be as easy, right? Because Rebellion Zion, despite everything going on right now, they do have a lot of wave clear. They have a lot of high ground. And so they haven't been able to even secure an inhibitor turret. But 2 waves are going to be crashing here in the top side in the mid. I think GEEK fam, they want to utilize this to their potential and look for something greater.
Real world revelation by a boy.
No
Rainbow
way!
solo kill almost. Goodness. Rebellion Zion standing with 5 still. But GEEK fam, with that first Lord, they did not manage to crack a base turret.
No inhibitor turrets fall that day for GEEK fam, despite the lead that they have already built for themselves.
In a way, that's the best position for Rebellion Zion to be in, right? No flank potential, having the base at your back to try and save you, having the high ground to clear the waves as well. That's a great spot for Rebellion to be in, and I think GEEK fam know that, so they won't force it and risk getting a bit of a comeback situation happening. Looking at the damage dealt right here, though, you can see that a boy is absolutely killing it, man. Renbu is a close second, but considering the range on the other spells, aside from the ultimate from Renbu, a boy is just completely outclassing him. And I think this needs to be addressed somehow, some way.
So how?
They have to try and send someone on him, man. Or play the fight differently, right? Engage only when they see a boy, perhaps. Or maybe Renbu has to save his real-world manipulation so that he doesn't get forced to cancel it. Oh, look at the damage, though.
Wow.
That's just one splash.
That burst, just one splash, you're right. Coming in from a boy, dealing that much damage. And I think you mentioned it earlier on, but I do believe that a boy is that X factor in these team fights. He has the good positioning and has a good angle to utilize that real-world manipulation, 9 times out of 10, he is able to win the team fights for his team. But right now, he doesn't have a hold of anyone's ultimate just yet.
Not just yet. Rebellion, though, they are looking to find a window to find the right angle here. Vincent, 55% HP. Take a look at the formation here by GEEK Fam. Very spread out, very hard to predict here, I might say. Meanwhile, Rebellion, they're going for the clump because of the heal, perhaps, here from Minotaur. Now, cards opening up with the Bravest Fighter. Vincent looking for an angle with the Shield Unity. A boy on the flank side, looking for the real-world revolution play, but does not get it. Vincent, though, will be taken out, and with that, it gives the green light for GEEK Fam to secure the Lord.
There's a big difference in damage output. You said that both teams are trying to trade blows, but GEEK Fam, at every single turn, are able to force Rebellion Zion's hand even more reliably. Now without their main frontline, with the Lord coming in as well, it's still a solid defensive composition from Rebellion. They can't really dive due to the fear of the Minu and Fury combo, but they might be able to use the waves and get a single base turret, which is massive, considering the playstyle of both these teams.
You know, all the while that team fight was happening, all I saw was a boy just trying to get that real-world manipulation. He finally gets it, but he doesn't really have the damage. And instead, his first skill and his second skill is the ones that did the damage onto Vincent that ultimately led to the fall of Vincent's life entirely. But look at them go right now.
RTZ Minun Fury for a defense maneuver with the flicker as well. That's a huge resource wasted. Lord, though, will be taken care of. Rebellion still defending with 5. GEEK Fam with offense with 5. Good stun onto it still. And the top side, take a look at Vincent as he was caught and taken out. Bloski, Holy Baptism play, connecting onto it still, but the follow-up damage wasn't connected. Good Nibiru smash and good flicker onwards as Luke finds a kill onto his counters as well. It's a 1-for-1 for now. But it seems like Rebellion Zion, they need to be satisfied to defend with 3. It's a 4v3.
All the damage being put onto Rebellion Zion, the 2 main holders are still alive.
Izamore Audi this time will not be able to soak in the damage. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 3.
1-1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it turns out GEEK Fam's desire to get into that upper bracket is as strong as Rebellion Zion, who want to make it to the playoffs. And we are forced at game number 3 to finally see the outcome.
I don't know if Renbu is just not ready, if he's just maybe a bit nervous of the situation, but he really didn't have as much impact as we would expect from Rebellion, right? Their mid lane usually is just such a troublesome position for the opponents of Rebellion, but Renbu is just completely outmatched here. GEEK Fam, again with the signature style, it's not about timing when they're going to engage, it's about moving in and out of the danger zone technically and managing the distance so well. The Rebellion, again and again, are forced to use their ultimates, Bravest Fighters, real manipulations, right? And then they just aren't